Hello everybody, it's Sue Ann Okerwald doing another Course in Miracles video, and today we got Grogu with us right here. Anyway, it's just where I've set up to do these videos, and sometimes I did it outside, as you know. So I try to keep these to about 10 minutes. Today I was going to kind of go over different things that I'd noticed being a Course in Miracles student over many years, and to talk about the different phases that we seem to go through with the Course. And so I'll just tell you in this video what the three different phases are, and then I can tell you more about like the history of the character Sue Ann and what happened in those phases for her. See if you identify with that. That often, is helpful for us when we're trying to understand things, and we can hear other people's experiences. Of course, makes sense, right? So this is not to be confused with the stages that are found in the Manual for Teachers that has a development of trust section, and it goes through a bunch of different stages that we go through in the Course. I've often found that probably those stages are in what I call phase 3. Excuse me. Anyway, so phase 1 is what I call when you get the Course in Miracles, but you don't know. I just was checking to see if I was even videoing. Yes, I am. Okay, so you get the Course in Miracles, and you don't understand it. You don't know what it means. So many different paths. You read the book, and it's pretty self-evident what it's about. Not so with the Course in Miracles, because it is, as I would always call it, it's written holographically. So I always think of like the old spirograph game where we take a pen and there's all these cogs and you go around and around and it makes almost like a mandala, not a scribble, but like something that keeps revolving back upon itself. If you listen to Ken Wapnick, he will often talk about it being like symphonic. And so there's different movements, and in a symphony, you will keep hitting some of the same themes of the music throughout it. Right? So it keeps revisiting a theme, maybe in a different key. It's almost like as if the Course in Miracles is trying to show us the same principles, but from different angles, so that we can actually pick up on what it's talking about. So let's see. So that is phase 1. Phase 2, I realized, is when most of us will get some sort of a tool within which that we can understand what the Course is saying. So this could be, any number of things. It could be a book that explains it. It could be a person. It could be a video. It could be a set of videos. There are many tools out there that allow you to begin to get a handle on what the Course is actually saying. And the one that was for me was the disappearance of the universe, and I'm sure it may still be that same type of a tool for many people, because it gives a really beautiful linear description in, I don't know, several hundred pages. I got the book over here somewhere, but several hundred pages of to show what the Course is talking about in just like I said, an easier, more adaptable way. Adaptable is not a very good word for it, but so as we know, the Course is written in iambic pentameter. Not all of it, but a lot of it. It's a Shakespearean. It's very sing-songy. It does help one to slow down in its reading, to understand what it's saying. It has a lot of double negatives in it, like yes, we have no bananas. And the sing-songiness also allows you to remember and memorize some of the lines more easily, just the way the English language is, right? So I'm sure when it gets translated into like all these different other languages, kind of loses some of that, I'm sure, because of, it's not in English, and that iambic pentameter was made for English. To have it like poetry. So, sometimes it's also talked about as being very beautiful. In stage 1, you read the book and it's very beautiful, and or I should say phase one. See, I'm already getting the phases and the stages mixed up. Anyway, phase one, you don't know what it's saying, but it's very beautiful, and it seems to hit very deeply somewhere within you that you know there's some kind of truth to it, but you don't know what it is. So in phase two, you get a tool that helps you to realize that. Then you go back and read the book, and sometimes simultaneously you'll read both the tool and the course, and re-listen, re-watch. I've been particularly a book person and not so much an audible, because somehow seeing it in print, you could say it out loud yourself if you want, so if you're auditory, but I have felt that like looking up certain pages, there's also, like in Audibles, there is some of the course that appears to not be there, some of the first sections, some of the introduction portions, so you're missing a little bit, you know, if that matters. You know, of course, page 401 of the workbook, which is a standalone, not a workbook lesson, called What is Forgiveness, is a pretty important page that may not be there in Audible versions. So anyway, so you get this tool, some sort of tool, and then you go back and you begin to align you begin to understand the metaphysical principles and how they're different than Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, and other paths. You begin to understand the metaphysical principles. You begin to kind of like try to apply them to your life. You may do the workbook at that point with this better understanding. A lot of things can open up for you at that point. But of course, nobody does it always in this order, you know, and so, you know, this is just speaking in general, what seems to happen to people. They understand the metaphysical principles then, and then they begin to align their beliefs with it. You know, like such as, like, do we need to believe in reincarnation? So there's actually a thing back in the manual that talks about, is reincarnation so? So we can take a look at that metaphysical principle, and we just begin to intellectualize. And this is a time when our body and our brain and our personality is really looking at a pathway. So that is what this stage is. Now, the third phase, I keep saying stage, sorry about that, but the third phase is when we actually, like, the way I put it is, we put down all the books and all the tapes and all the YouTubes, and we just go into the mind, and we begin to do the forgiveness process, such as, like I said, at page 401 of the workbook. So the forgiveness process is something that we are going to be doing, like I said, in our mind, in our everyday life, as we're walking through our life. Everything that happens, we look at our thoughts and our emotions, and it begins to reel back in ourselves out of the projection where we have put ourselves into on purpose. We don't even get into the metaphysical principles now of why we did it, but we projected ourselves out into a projection such that we have identified with the projected body, brain, personality that it seems to be in a life situation with other people. You know, we all know it's like the country we're in, the house we're in, the jobs, the roles, all the people around us, the family, the friends, the coworkers, whatever you got going on, your neighbors, that seems to be a situation that we're living in, like a very large story. So we're going to be reeling ourselves back out of the identification of that, back to the body, and then finally just to the mind, where we never leave our mind, back out into the projection. So that is what happens in phase 3. So I'm going to be going over, let's see, we're about almost at 10 minutes, and then on subsequent days, I'm going to upload ones talking about each of those phases, 1, 2, and 3, more in depth for like 10 minutes on each one of those. So y'all have a really good evening. Well, it's evening for me. But anyway, have a really good day. Talk to you soon.